Avatar. There we go. Hello, peoples. Later start than I'd like, but that's fine. Hope people have a decent day. On this rather cold day, might add. We are peoples, indeed. We are peoples. Hello, Acolyte. How you doing? Plan today? Try to see if we can finish Soul Reaver 2. Because we honestly don't have that much left of the game. Because we got one long walk, another long walk, 2 puzzle things, and then another long walk and then a bunch of fights. That makes it sound exceedingly simple, but most of it's going to be walking. As is the case in Soul Reaver 2, a lot of backtracking. Anyway, been tidying up? There. No, Nickel Man. Let's get this show on the road. Elixir of Kain, go. Come on, computer. I know you can do it. There we go. Vampire time. This one. Let's go. There's the last one. We got the Reaver. It has some shenanigans and some useful perks, but for the time being, it is effectively a white Reaver. We need to go this way, because we need to head back towards the swamp. And I'm not going to faff about fighting too much, just going to keep on running. Let's bonus them force the fight, and then that's a problem. Let me get over there again. Where do we go? Die! Oh, no. Thank you. Conquer line of enemies. Yeah. Alright, we're back in the swamp. And it's faster to go this way. Thank you, Reaver, for the longer glides. There's the Dark Forge, which I don't need right now. And you have these ugly ass things. That down. Wrong button. And there we go. Ready for perfectly suited challenge rooms? No. We're off to go and do some time travel. Push button.
I had no choice but to act purely on blind faith. There was no way to tell what error this device was tuned to, and I had neither the knowledge nor the means to set the machine myself. I hesitated only briefly. Then, throwing the switch, I hurled myself into oblivion and relinquished my will to the hand of fate.
Let's do the time warp again. And we gone from green haze to blue haze.
Beyond all hope and against all probability, it seemed that the device had unerringly delivered me to the error I sought. For these were Sarafan banners, and these vampires apparently the victims of their crusade. The coincidence seemed too convenient to naively ascribe to fate. But whether my opportune arrival had been orchestrated by Mobius or some other influence, I didn't know. If Janos Ordrin still lived, I would find him. But I was wary of further deception and resolved to tread carefully.
One Penethel Valve. Wind Reaver, we can walk through the swamp. No longer slow down. Hey, time to kick this door down again in the past. Oh no, we open it this time. Right, he kicks it in the other air. Right, never mind. So the ruins are a bit more intact. Not tremendously much more, but still intact. Need that just yet. Anyway, Sarafan had been busy.
For all the butchery of Mobius's crusade, this massacre was somehow more chilling. The killing fields of the Sarafan betrayed a kind of orderly ruthlessness, the cold-blooded righteousness of the true believer.
A lot of vampires. Frog. Anyway.
By all that is holy!
Here at last, in the flesh, I beheld my former brothers in arms, the warrior priests of the Sarafan Order, their lives devoted solely to the annihilation of the vampire plague. And while I confess, I felt a twinge of longing, a pang of grief for what I had believed was my lost virtue, I regarded them now with none of the reverence I formerly felt. for I had seen the human face of the vampires, and now I beheld the monstrousness of these men.
How to fight them. Ow. Just do a swing around. Give me your souls. If I'm remembering right, these guys are actually a bit more deadly to fight because they can actually block more often. Give me a soul. Poke. Excuse me. Ow. Magic. Order effort to cast a firebolt. Don't mind me. Yeet. Oh, hello. I do like their weapons. They have the whole winged, like, handle. I believe this town now is populated. Unlike the empty ruin that we walked through last time. First things first, save. I'll keep the Wind Reaver for now. Speed this up.
Free your soul, demon. Free your soul, demon.
Oh, you free yours. So I do enjoy the fact that their halberd spear things double as man catches as well. But you know, facing vampires, that makes sense. Oh, you. Alright. Who is it?
Guard me, brothers.
Stop that. Johnny? Hello there. Don't push me off.
After my long journey, I finally stood on the threshold of enlightenment. For here was Janos Audrin's mountain retreat, intact and unblemished. The upheaval that would one day topple this ancient edifice had not yet occurred. And while I had no certainty that Janos still lived, this scene boded well, for I presumed that the collapse of the retreat must have followed the ancient vampire's demise. There was only one obstacle. How to reach the balcony suspended at that maddening height, so far beyond my reach. For this was the architecture of winged creatures. The tattered ruins of my wings were of no use. I would need to devise some other means into that mountain.
Thankfully, it's not that hard. Because conveniently... Shift. Goes back. Right. I need to remember how to do this rather lengthy puzzle. First things first, we need that chalice, but that has one of those eyes blocking the way. Anything here? Pop that. And there should be a dark font out here. This wind. There it is.
Come here, you devil.
Okay. Good job.
Free your soul, demon. Ha! Ha!
This. I'm gonna get back to the thing where I just dropped dead from loss of life. I do like this music though. It very much suits that ancient vibe of this whole place. This. Kill this. Blood. This one would be good to use for D&D. Having a good think on it. And so, well, tremendous amount of Legacy of Kain soundtrack would
The
be
mountain's
great in
interior was hollow, I
D&D.
discovered, and graced with soaring architecture unique to its creators. As with the outer facade, these balconies and galleries could only be reached by those gifted with flight. With only my ruined wings to carry me, this towering labyrinth seemed impassable. While the object of my quest lay just beyond my grasp. For here, suspended at the apex of the chamber, was the threshold that surely led to the great vampire himself. I didn't know whether Janos Ordran was the monster depicted in the stronghold, or one of the noble creatures memorialized among the ruins of the ancient vampires. And I didn't care. Demon or angel, he alone held the key to my destiny.
Destiny. Alright. Time to climb this place. That requires light. Give me a shield. Come on. Upside. Now I need a light Reaver for that. Where would a light farm even be? Ah. Thank you. I remember this whole section of the game taking significantly much longer as a kid. I don't really remember why. Jug. Bit of a mystery liquid. Probably not a mystery, it's probably just blood. That's very, it looks more like tomato soup than blood. And pour into basin. Woo! Hooray for blood magics. Now get up to the next one. First things first. Cease. Now activated. Okay, goes that high. Alright. Hello, sir. How you doing? Doing pretty good. And, Dark Heresy session was good fun, as short as it was. And I forgot about that. Good job, me. I need to bring light. Had some dinner, now we're doing this. Now goes the Warframe shenanigans on your end. Crap, no. Doing okay to switch to the Steam version? Very fair. Like what? I remember I saw briefly you had like a weird hardware issue, or the game said it had a weird hardware issue. It's suddenly closed now. Took me to a website and I don't have. Weird. I've never seen it do that before. Grab blood. Okay. This way. Maybe with the switch to the Steam one, it might be better, or it might be just a weird hardware issue. Or genuinely a weird hardware issue, or just the game crashed. Back in the thing. Thank you. Good. Okay, we fill up the chance again. Grab this. And we fill this. Seriously, can you not make this a darker colour? It genuinely just looks like a ball of tomato soup. That's that path now unlocked. We need a Wind Reaver. Come here. Alright, I need Wind Reaver first and then Light. Wind. Where's the wind font again? There it is. Which means I can now activate this. Or shortcut back up. Oh, wrong way. And back down to the bottom. The light. Huzzah. Now for the second one. Where is it? There it is. Okay, that's that. Bridge is lowered. Now I just need to fill the chalices, I think. Yippee. Thank you. How's that? And I believe that's the last step. Yeah, another chalice. Yoink. Does it have the symbol of the pillars on those things? Looks it, but I don't quite remember the pillar symbols. There we go. We're out of here. Let's take his next improvement stick.
Janos Audrin?
It is heartening after all these years to hear my name spoken without contempt.
Razia?
My child, what have they done to you?
I have been dragged through hell and back. All it seems to reach this moment. But I don't yet know why.
For thousands of years I have waited, alone here, losing faith. At the time of the binding, 9 guardians were called to serve the pillars, and I was summoned as the 10th guardian, the keeper of the Reaver, the weapon of our salvation. Over time, our race died out, until I alone remained, sustained only by my obligation to you and by my guardianship of the blade.
And the other 9? Why did their guardianship not sustain them?
I don't know. As our race dwindled, the humans prospered. I have watched over the centuries as our history faded into myth and finally receded altogether. The humans have forgotten us entirely and claimed the pillars for themselves, wholly ignorant of their true purpose. To them, I am merely a devil, the origin of their vampire plague.
Why would the pillars summon human guardians then, if they are meant to be served by vampires?
The pillars choose their guardians from birth, Raziel, and vampires are no longer born. This is the crux of our dilemma, and this is the terrible irony. With their vampire purge, the members of the Circle have assaulted the very architects of the pillars they are sworn to protect. They have embarked on a treacherous path. With every vampire they kill, the humans are slitting their own throats. They know I'm up here, beyond their reach, and it terrifies them. You can see how they flaunt their kills to torment me, or perhaps simply to lure me out. They have this foolish notion that destroying me will somehow topple our entire bloodline. Thankfully, we're not that fragile.
I have seen them mustering their forces in the village below.
Yes. I don't know what they're plotting, but I fear our time may be bitterly short.
Mankind seems to have brought you only torment and grief. You must hate them.
They fear what they don't understand, and they despise what they fear. But no, I do not hate them.
Vorador does.
He has suffered much. He cannot forgive them.
Should they be forgiven?
They don't understand what they're doing. They are simply unenlightened and vulnerable to manipulation.
So, it's all true then, what Kain and Vorador have told me. I really am some kind of unholy vampire messiah.
Unholy? No. Messiah, perhaps.
I don't like that word. It smells of martyrdom.
Raziel, your role in this world's destiny is more crucial and more benevolent than you've allowed yourself to believe. Your journey will not be easy. Dark powers are allied against you. But I think you already know this. You appear to have been cruelly tested. The binding must be secured, Raziel. The pillars are the lock.
And the Reaver is the key.
Yes.
The Reaver is here. Why do I feel nothing?
The most formidable weapon ever forged by our swordsmiths. They infused the blade with vampiric energy, empowering the Reaver to drain our enemies of their precious lifeblood.
As Janos presented the blade, an inexplicable sense of dread crept over me, more palpable than anything I'd felt before. I was at once horribly repelled by the sword, and yet irresistibly compelled to touch it, to take it up. Please, take it away from me.
I fear you have been followed. You must save yourself, Raziel.
Janos! No!
Wibbly wibbly wobbly. That's some strangeness. It's meant to have a bit swelling effect, but that was strange.
My surroundings whirled sickeningly, and I found myself transported safely away from the ambush to an adjacent chamber. Janos had delivered me from the Sarafan, selflessly forfeiting his own safety to preserve my life. And now I feared that my newfound mentor would be slaughtered by the very crusaders I had so recently revered. The irony pierced me, and with dawning horror, I realized that I had been duped by Mobius from the beginning. For the Sarafan had simply followed the path I gullibly blazed through this sanctuary, and had arrived bearing Mobius' staff. Thus armed, they had Janos at their mercy. Through the door, I could hear them battling, less than a dozen paces away. But it may as well have been 1,000 miles, for this barrier was sealed by elemental forces I did not possess. It seemed Janos had conveyed me into the heart of the fire shrine. I thought perhaps if I could galvanize the forge and imbue the Reaver in time, I might have a slim chance of saving Janos from his grisly fate.
Hooray! Hooray, we found Janos. Downside, Janos is now getting murdered. A mistake. Whoops. So again, it's very convenient you're in a fancy shrine that is perfectly keyed to our abilities right now. If we didn't have the Light Reaver or the Air Reaver or even the Dark Reaver at this point, we'd be screwed. Anyway. This puzzle chamber, I remember being difficult as a kid for some reason. So much blood. Like, this is a comical amount of blood. Active. Right. Grab another thing. More blood. Oops. Why do I need to do this? Ah. Right, put the thing in. And yeah, well, my friend is booting up Warframe. New Reaver get. I say new. Technically new.
I plunged the Reaver into that furnace and forged the blade with elemental fire. With the Reaver thus imbued, I was now armed to unlock the elemental barrier and rescue Janos from his executioners.
Huzzah. More health. But first things first. Save. Alright, final stretch. And I find a kitchen and for some reason you step into the spirit realm.
Hold him! still beats.
Here's a familiar face.
The fiend intends to bury us alive. Raziel, we must get out of here.
Remember the sword!
Forgive me. I'm sorry. I failed you.
No, Razia. Perhaps this was my true purpose. Simply to save your life this once.
While I have taken yours.
Embrace your destiny, Raziel. You must reclaim the Reaver. It was forged for you and you alone. Without it, there is no hope.
As I backed away from Janos's body, I was overwhelmed by a sense of self-loathing so deep I could barely contain it. In that instant, I rejected all that I ever was, and embraced the role Janos had safeguarded for me so patiently throughout the centuries. I knew then what I had to do, the task for which I was uniquely prepared. I would pursue the Sarafan dogs to their loathsome fortress and avenge Janos Audrin's murder. Mobius would pay dearly for his treachery, and my Sarafan brethren would reap the horrors they had sown. I would retake the stolen Reaver, which was rightfully mine.
And there's a visual from that
And
one vault.
finally, when all these debts had been paid, I would reclaim Janos Audrin's heart from their filthy, unworthy hands. If the heart was truly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife, its highest purpose was clear to me. I would restore the heart to Janos,
Hello, Rupert.
and thus
Welcome.
undo
And hello,
the
Raiders.
vile crime committed by my
Account deal?
abominable
Alright,
former
mans.
self.
Alright, other events. And we're playing Soul Reaver. Yeah. Right into the water. Good job, me. It's not Kain. That's the wrong type of Kain. That's the hand of not Kain. Also known as Jesus. Hang on. What does messages it said? Without the heart getting taken, Kain to become a vampire. Without that, Raz becomes a vampire, and thus a wraith, and all the shenaniganery that occurs. Time is wibbly wobbly and it goes in circles. That is why clocks are around. Anyway, hello Reaper. How you doing?
We've been expecting you, little Raziel.
So, these demonic pests were not merely the product of Nosgoth's corrupted future. For here they were, hurtling back over 5 centuries to pursue me. These creatures, I suspected, were minions of the unseen forces that had hoped to control me. This was the tangible expression of their displeasure. These demons were unleashed as the penalty for my disobedience.
Anyway, Fire Reaver is really goddamn good. Doing good, just finished at the scuffed house. What happened? How did he get scuffed? Just die a bunch?
Do you really think
save Noskov. Let me enlighten you, poor Raziel.
I'm in need of souls. Shooting at me. Come on. I need souls.
There's another one.
You'll do it. You first. Use your knife. Gimme. Shut the Reaver cooldown. Ow. Stop blocking. There we go.
There he is, the savior of Nosgoth.
They're fighting. Yeah. Turn to hell. Off. But I don't want to eat myself on my own sword. So if there's a time to use the Reaver a lot and not worry too much about dying, it's this moment. Come here. There's my lack of reach for the damn claws. Come here. Excuse me. Anyway, demons are trying hard to kill me.
Closer, Raziel.
Reaver repeat, he's nerf. Back to the swamp. health badly. Go do. And you. I'm full, never mind. Some righteous souls. Excuse me, pardon me. On my way to kill the Seraphim Brotherhood, it's fine. And my past self.
You shall not pass.
But I will. Yeah, Vorador's little birds are back. Into the pit. Which is now mostly drained. We need wind. Where do I go from here? Oh, right. I just really like how the Fire Reaver looks. Even though pretty much all the Reaver colors are just palette swaps more or less, I really like the fire one. Like Shanghai fighting vampires. Who just die immediately to this thing. If not the light one. Anyway, his smallest incarnation, but this is the earliest point in the timeline. He's so tiny!
You have failed me, Raziel.
I wonder, Old One. Did you truly resurrect me, or were you simply there when I awakened from my torment in the abyss? I suspect you found me merely convenient, dropped in your lair by Kain, indestructible for some reason, a durable and gullible tool for you to manipulate. This one thing I readily admit. I have been used by others time and again, but always I seem to stray from their path. What is it about me, demon, that makes me such an unreliable instrument? Why do I survive one trial after another, on and on, in an endless succession of humiliating deaths and resurrections? It seems there is much more to my destiny and my history than I know. Perhaps more than you know as well.
The God has nothing to say to that. Quick save. The other guy's too hungover as they had a big night last night. Then he got hangover. Then he's too busy just eating the souls of the dead. It's fine. Excuse me. Also, like the implication this place is still the same place where you find him in one of all the swirly patches over the floor before it completely floods, like it is in the future. As he's down there and the pillars are right here, and his little hole is really close to Kain's palace in the first game. Wow, wow.
He thinks he can change his destiny. What a fool.
I remember this might be a pain in the ass. Even with a Reaver. Because of these two jackasses. Kill the 5 demons in 1 minute, the pillars. Alright. Would think that would be a achievement. Gonna move on, try and get some more souls while I'm at it. I am dying. Well, better. Don't mind me.
Get him! Free your soul, demon!
No, you.
Return to hell!
Ow. That'll do. And you'll especially do. Come on. Thank you.
Guard me, brothers!
Thank you. Nearly back. Screw you.
Guard me, brothers!
Whatever. Convenient, Reavers, convenient. I just need the light. Get the crystal. How do I get to this? I just high jump? Ow. There we go. No, you. Oh, you're getting it now. Come here.
Come to me, brothers. Come to me, brothers.
Thank you. Your donation is appreciated. Come here. Huzzah.
There's one.
Come here. Right, into the cold castle. There's a good thing they don't yell, raise the alarm that now that this blue vampire demon has now ran through this place. I guess we're all lax on having killed Janos.
Seize him.
No.
Free your soul, demon.
Come to me, brothers.
Free your soul, demon.
Suddenly and inexplicably, I discovered the Reaver suspiciously laid across my path. Again, I sensed nothing of that temporal distortion, the peculiar sense of displacement I had felt when I encountered the Reaver in William's chapel. Cornered here with the blade, I suffered the same nameless dread that I had experienced when Janos first presented the Reaver to me. I felt at once repelled by the blade, and yet overwhelmingly compelled to seize it.
So, Raziel, here we are finally. You have no choice but to confront me now, and I am not so foolish as I've let you believe. We have business to conclude.
You knew I would lead the Sarafan to Janos, you vile bastard. You've been orchestrating my every move. My destiny is an amusement to you.
It was fun while it lasted. I think not, Raziel. Malik, do not let this creature leave. He poses a danger to the Circle. poor, deluded Raziel, did you somehow imagine you had the guile to change history on me? I'm the time streamer. I knew your every intention before you did, you imbecile.
They can feast on your corpses!
Lord Mobius, there is trouble within. The circle is under
Hold
attack.
fast, Malik. This one is the real danger to us.
What are you trying to concoct here, Mobius?
That's the beginning of Blood Omen 1.
Toxic creature. Did you imagine I'd simply allow you to run loose, corrupting everything you encounter?
I admit that I've underestimated you to this point, Mobius. It's a mistake I won't repeat.
Wrong again, Raziel. Now, Malik, bolt the door.
Using his staff to disable my Wraithblade, Mobius effectively disarmed me, leaving me with only one choice of weapon. And yet I confess, it was not the lack of options, but blind rage that made me take up the Reaver. In my fury, it felt as though my hand had acted of its own will. And now, that same hand clutched the hilt with unyielding strength, and I felt a constrained tingling, a remote but palpable sense of longing, as the disabled Wraithblade tried vainly to embrace its physical twin.
We now have the Reaver. It is really goddamn cool. Yeah, can't summon the Wraithblade. But anyway, then. As you don't know, with Malik being here and been told, no, you're going to stay here and keep an eye on Raja for a little moment longer as we back away. You heard Vorador going to town on a circle, which Mobius talked about at the beginning, which is also the start of Blood Omen 1. And then Malik arrives far too late to save them, because Mobius. And hence his punishment and all his torment, he gets thrown into being made into an empty suit of armor. Or a spirit possessing a suit of armor. So you know, everything comes from swings and roundabouts in this world. Speaking of swings and roundabouts,
Come to take your revenge, demon.
Back to hell with you!
I recognize these two as my former brethren, in life as Sarafan, and in unlife as Kain's vampire sons. Melchiah and Zephon, the weakest of Kain's brood. These bastards had no idea what future lay in store for them, how they would become the very thing they so despised. The Reaver hummed with ravenous anticipation. Janos had called it a vampiric blade, endowed with the power to drain its victims of their lifeblood. I was eager to see what the Reaver would do to these two.
alright, let's kill them all, shall we? Melchiah first. Also, I'm invincible. I can take all the beatings I want. The biggest absorb. Yes. Give me your blood. And there goes the soul. Because I can't eat it right now. And by Zephon.
As Melchiah and Zephon fell before my blade, I felt the Reaver's bloodthirst as keenly as I ever had when I was still a vampire. I could sense the boundary between us dissolving, The Reaver was consumed with my rage, and I was intoxicated by its bloodlust. The blade had a vitalizing effect on me. My physical energy no longer decayed over time, and the wounds inflicted by my foes healed almost instantly. The Reaver had made me invincible.
So there's a lot of swords and kick-ass, like, iconic weapons in video games and media. I still think one of the Soul Reaver is probably one of my favorites. It is such a cool sword. And it's not overly fancy either, it's just a flamberge with a skull. Not over design, yeah.
Have you come to reclaim the monster's black heart?
Okay, not really.
You'll have to get through us first.
My former brethren, Duma and Rahab, confronted me next. This all seemed so elegantly choreographed. Exhilarated by the Reaver, I was drunk with revelations. I could finally appreciate the delicious irony of Kain's blasphemous private joke, and I reveled as I colluded with him across the centuries. For it was I who put these bastards in their tomb, thus providing the corpses for Kain to raise as his vampire sons a millennium from now.
Right, Rahab. You freaky fish guy. Ow. Alright, what is it this time? Enemies, platforming, a block puzzle? No, ultra violence. Ow. Duma, stop it. I am killing Rahab. Okay. Stop stun locking me, please. I may be invincible, but this still sucks. Enough with the power stabs, please. Gotcha. Alright, come here, Duma. Raziel, go for a walk. Image taking a project for being overdone mocap. Mocap's been fine. It's just when it goes a bit too much.
Get back to the pit you crawled from, demon.
And here at last was my brother Turel, who along with Duma would bear me into the abyss without questioning Kain's command. So dutiful and righteous, even as a vampire. I guess some habits die hard. The vampire Turel had eluded my vengeance. The Sarafan Turel would not.
Then we had to settle for killing his children. And getting psychic powers from it. That was cool. Monkey. Oh. Ow. Ow. Hey, Jarrell. See you later. And no vertigo effect. And also no monumental apple to William, because he ain't been born nor died yet. Also, if I remember rightly.
Now that I had taken it up, the Reaver and I were inescapably joined. The harder I tried to release the blade, the more tightly my hand gripped the hilt, as if possessed of its own will.
You can't put it down either. You cannot put down the Reaver. Literally about to reach the end. And I might honestly start Defiance.
So, Vampire, here we are. You've destroyed my brethren, and now you've come for me. You'll find I'm not such easy prey. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must.
This is an in-game power trip?
Return the
Yep.
heart to me, and we can end this now. So,
Also, hello
you've
me
come
from the
to
past.
avenge that filthy parasite and reclaim his foul heart. You're a righteous fiend, aren't you? Apparently I am. No, Vampire. This is where it ends. But you won't be leaving this room. Now, let's finish this. I'll make it mercifully quick. As you did for Janos? No, that beast had eluded us for far too long. It would have been a shame to end him too quickly. It's ironic, really. The great Janos Ordrin turned out to be no challenge at all. Thanks to you. Did you hear his cowardly screams when I tore that black heart out of his carcass?
Time to kill myself. Just don't mind the Ouroboros beneath us. Razzie have slipped in terms of fighting skills. And he is. When the angel's on your shoulder, don't look how they're separating the two of them. That's very much devils in this case.
I renounce you. And so it ends. My history comes full circle.
So from priest to vampire to wraith to killing his humans, Sarah
Sensing
himself.
its twin, the wraith blade uncoiled itself from me, and instead wound lovingly around its former self. I felt its grip loosen, and as the blade left me, its absence chilled me more than its presence ever had. A foreboding sense of emptiness and loss stole over me, and a terrible revelation gathered like a storm at the edge of my awareness. With all other foes exhausted, the conjoined blades turned themselves on me, and I realized, finally, why I had sensed nothing when Janos offered me the blade. The Reaver was never forged to be a soul-stealing weapon. The ravenous, soul-devouring entity trapped in the blade was, and always had been, me. This is why the blade was destroyed when Kain tried to strike me down. The Reaver could not devour its own soul. The paradox shattered the blade. So, this was my terrible destiny. To play out this purgatorial cycle for all eternity. I could not bear it. Despair overwhelmed me. You.
Are you enjoying this, Kain?
Don't fight it, Raziel. Give into it.
Was this your destiny for me all along?
Trust me.
I felt myself weakening, unable to hold on any longer. The Reaver was too strong. The compulsion to simply let go, too great. And then, a growing sense of vertigo and the familiar displacement. The paradoxical moment when my twinned soul hovered both outside and inside the Reaver blade. This was the instant, the glimmer of temporal distortion Kain had been counting on all along. This was the edge of the coin, the minute flicker of probability upon which Kain had gambled everything.
Now you are free to reclaim your true destiny, Raziel.
Behind Kain's eyes, I could see new memories blooming and dying as history labored to reshuffle itself around this monumental obstruction. And I could see by the dawning horror on his face that perhaps we had strained history too far this time. That by trying to alter my fate, he may have introduced a fatal paradox.
My God. The Hilden. We walked right into their trap.
Oh no!
Raziel. Janos must stay dead.
But Kain's warning was lost as I slipped into the spirit realm, too weak to maintain my physical form. And there, waiting for me as always, was the Reaver, the Wraithblade, my own soul, twinned and bound eternally to me. And I realized that I could never escape my terrible destiny. I had merely postponed it. History abhors a paradox.
Beat the game in 6 hours. Nice. Oh yeah. So with that choice made by Kain, thanks to Raziel's free, real, and literal paradoxical existence, time's been shifted. And so the events of Blood Omen 2 have now been quite literally bent into existence. Which takes place in Kain's youth, after the events of Blood Omen 1 in his conquest of the world. Which, it doesn't go as well as he expected. In his little vampire army before he resurrected the Seraphim priesthood, I believe. And old guy calling himself the what was it called, the Seraphim Lord, turned out to be some dude called a Hilden, who absolutely beat Kain's ass. And then, through the powers of Kain being knocked the fuck out, I mean, kind of dead for a long ass while. And Bone Wars took over the world, and they sort of sent the world into like this industrial steampunk hell. Kain wakes up, joins Resistance, Vorador's there for some reason. And then you kind of go around killing Hilden, vampires who've turned or joined. And then going put an end to the front door. But also go find Janos there, who'd been turned into this giant heart monster. How he's alive? You don't get that answer. You know, considering his heart got torn out. And then you put an end to that, and then time proceeds as normal. Up to the events of Kain, resurrects the Seraphim Brotherhood, rules for a millennium. Raziel then suddenly grows his wings and then tosses Raziel into the abyss. And then kicking all the events of Soul Reaver and Soul Reaver 2. And then loops back around again. And there's poor Raziel's existence. Born and raised a nobleman, became a Seraphim priest and paladin. Kills Janos. Gets killed by his future self. Dies, gets resurrected as a vampire. Lives for a millennia or more as his lieutenant, as his favored son. Mutates, grows wings, thrown into the abyss, turned into a wraith by the Elder God. Comes back. Gets nearly killed by the Soul Reaver, which then shatters and binds the soul-eating entity within it. Continues on, goes through all that nonsense, winds back up this place to discover, oh, the entity that's been within the Reaver the entire time has been a future incarnation of himself. While killing his past self. While killing his past self. And at the moment his story ended, gone to the Reaver, then it got to Kain, and repeated all over again. Because of Kain's shenanigans, that hasn't happened, so time has now been bent horrendously. Which then caused the events of Omen 2. So you know. There is something I do want to show or see that was in the Soul Reaver 1 remaster, where they have shit, no. Launcher. The bonus content. Where we have like chronicles, lore, music, gallery stuff, renders. Deco went real shortly actually. I'm not playing Omen. Blood Omen, while the story is okay, is probably one of the roughest of the bunch. Like, pretty genuinely one of the roughest. Like, Blood Omen 1 was basically Legend of Zelda, but grim. Soul Reaver 1 is probably also equally kind of rough, but that's probably more the case of being on the Bloodborne. PlayStation, sorry. Soul Reaver 2, you see, Blood Omen 2 came out after this, I believe. It was rough. Like, really rough. Still playable, and was still an okay game, but rough. And then Defiance came out, and that was the end of it, and then everyone got depressed. Yeah, lost levels. There's like a whole bunch of like little levels that was taken out of the original game. Let's have a look at this. Here says oh yeah, and no, it was a horrendous multiplayer game. Have a look. Yeah, these are all meant to be... Oh, he's even OG graphics. Man, game is aged poorly. So I have no idea what to expect about this place. I've been just looking around these old cut levels. Hmm. Oh yeah, this place is not rendering right at all. It is old AF though. Nor is it properly complete. These are like a if I remember in the note it says like they've been restored as best as they could with what they had. And I'm pretty sure there's like a tremendous community all about trying to restore these levels. And earlier 3D age better than later 3D. Yeah. It kind of depends if it's stylized or not. Like, Wind Waker, for example. Old, but it has still aged gracefully mostly thanks to the art style. The same can be said of a lot of games that usually just stick to a style. I'm not sure where I'm meant to go or when to look for in this place. That just back to where it just was. Graphical glitches. Anyway. God, even the odd UI too. Anyway. Let's quit. And shift gears. Who remembers Crisis? I remember Crisis. I remember enjoying Crisis. Right. Legacy Kain. Defiance. I'll make a change of the game. Let's hope to all the gods that it works. Got the god coffee. Come on, load. You. Come on, work. Crash's fun was all pretty mechanics and no dip. Yeah. I remember just having fun with this, just running around using the suit. Just being able to punch a person and then yeet him 9 miles from the super strength mode was just fun. What? There we go. It was fun effectively being a predator.
Choice whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire or to challenge the
That's quiet. I need to turn that up.
a better throw against one's destiny. What was a king to do?
Alright, Taz. Have a good time. Wow, wow, wow.
But does one ever truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the tyrannous stars.
Man, these FMVs have not aged well.
And so I returned to the sanctuary of my enemy, the fortress of the Sarafan Brotherhood, deemed impossible for any man to penetrate. Impossible for any man.
Yum, yum, yum.
Deep within these walls, my prey awaited. Mobius, the time streamer, deceiver and eternal gamester, using living beings as his pawns.
In the end, we'd rooted out an entire nest of the fiends.
But we had swept that area already.
Not well enough, but no matter. We purged every last one of that brood with fire, where their souls now rest.
Lord Mobius will be pleased.
It was time for Mobius to answer a few questions. I hoped for his sake to find him in a forthcoming mood.
Alright. Okay, so unlike Soul Reaver and Leaving Blood Home and Legacy of Kain, this game is more action oriented, is the best way to put it. It's still got the level-based puzzles and all that fun stuff, but this game handles more like a Devil May Cry sort of like game. Including fixed camera angles. Some are better, some are not.
Die, vampire!
Eating your blood. That's the feed. It's telekinesis. Attacks. Heavies. Jumps. One. Also, you can turn to mist.
Help me! Help me! Oh, please, no!
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Sarafan must be savored.
Yes. Free dinners. I remember there being secrets hidden about in these places. Hey, put you out of your misery. Oh, damn, you survived that. There you go. Don't remember what those do. Oh, health. Not overpowered and not having to, feed them the nutrition, but just telekinesis to you with your with psychic powers. Makes a very cool visual though.
What was that? The touch of water is like acid to a vampire. I had to find another way to pass.
Yes. Unlike Raziel, we have to contend with the old vampiric weaknesses. Oh crap. More magic. Nom nom nom.
This passage undoubtedly led to the time streamer. My prey was nearly in my grasp. But the door had been sealed by a blessed barrier. As I approached, the Reaver resonated in response. Perhaps its dark sorcery could dispel these holy barriers. As I suspected, the Reaver was not yet powerful enough to shatter these barriers, but there was something to this.
Right. Well, let's do the Seraphim Stronghold. Got a makeover in the however many years it's been since. That's some fun stuff. Be gone. Why fire when you can just yeet them off the ledges? Alright, back in the courtyard. Got nothing to say there, Kain? Remember, these hallways been a bit more confusing. That's a dead end, and that's just death. Checkpoint.
Locked. What a love of doors these pathetic humans have.
Alright, back in this chamber.
Vampire!
Oh no. Come here. You can get quite creative with the combos though. Thank you.
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin and designed to enhance the Reaver's power. But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
Sound the alarm!
Vampire!
Don't let him escape!
Surround him! Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie.
Yeah. Anyway. See ya.
Get it!
Always a fun time.
This barrier had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
Just avoid all the arrows. Anyway, we're back into this chamber.
Get him!
This door had been equipped with a singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow,
Also massive.
I would find it.
That's where I came from. Go this way. There we go. Yeah, man. Yeah, like Raziel, you also got a glide as well. Nowhere near as effective, but it works. Okay, more telekinesis. Sure there's nothing else. I don't remember the point of this room other than teaching you some basics. If you don't figure out combos yet. Much. Push. Camera. Stash. Easy challenge is easy. Health upgrades. Forever useful. Dinner. I know. Kain is a beast. Yeah. That's literally the one major complaint about this game. The camera sucks. Granted, you kind of get used to it, but it has its moments. Nom, 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 nom. Checkpoint get. And I can save whenever I want. Oh, right. Yeah. Menus don't work for some reason on the controller. There we go. If there's anything down here. Don't think so. No. Okay. The point of Kain being maybe he is like one of, if not the most powerful vampire. Janos is powerful. Vorador is pretty damn powerful. But Kain's like his own brand of crazy. Oop, don't want to fall then. Raziel Kain does not have spectral weld powers to survive lethal dip blows. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I understand. It will be done. The stage is set. You needn't linger in the shadows, Kain. It has been a long time, hasn't it?
No banter, Mobius. You know why I'm here.
Yes, Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn into this game, and now he's been swept from the board.
By your hand, I suspect. Where is he?
Perhaps you should ask, when? How humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for answers.
Enough wordplay.
Don't threaten me, Kain. You see, I have the upper hand. How remarkable that the great Kain should succumb to the scepter's power like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning. You believe you are that myth of vampire prophecy, the scion of balance, and that Raziel holds the key to fulfilling your destiny. But your messianic delusions have blinded you to Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed. There was a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered. Now, your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed. But by then, you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps, when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility.
What up, wap, 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 wap.
These strange creatures seem to manifest from the very shadows.
Spirits. Thankfully, not too difficult to deal with.
Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts. When I found him, it would be my turn to offer a few surprises.
Anyway, chapter 1.
Surrender, Raziel. Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace, I spared you. You are my Reaper of Souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will, and feed.
No.
What do you profit from this defiance?
There's some grim satisfaction in infuriating you.
My patience is eternal, Raziel. How many eons can you bear to languish here? The wheel of fate must turn. All are redeemed in the cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the engine of life, the purifying rhythm of the universe, to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble function, Raziel.
Enough of your sermonizing. Are you trying to bore me into submission? Why must this game go on? We both know what you are. You're no better than the vampires you so despise. A voracious parasite, cloaking its appetite in a shroud of righteousness. I refuse to do your will.
I can see into your heart, Raziel. It is not your will, but cowardice that keeps you here.
How so?
You know what fate awaits you when you leave the underworld. That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered here, defying my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver blade. But that sentence was no worse than the stalemate I now endured. Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this function, my angel of death, you will return.
Enough. Yes, I submit.
Very good. Indulge your hunger. Yes, embrace your calling, Raziel. You will find that just as defiance has its price, so obedience has its rewards.
And submission is not always what it seems.
Okay, right now, Raziel. Woo! Don't mind the souls of the damned trying to speak to us.
Below me swirled an ominous-looking mist. I knew that if I fell, it would mean my peril.
Do you believe your worthiness is so easily proved? Your way is sealed until you have offered further evidence of your obedience.
I must feed you before I depart this place.
You must feed yourself, Raziel.
The wheel must turn.
Ah, now you understand.
Yum, yum, yum. Num, num, num. I definitely feel the middle spectrum a bit more creepy in this one. Oh jeez, no. Another case of the camera trying to screw you over.
You may go, but remember, you are mine. You can no more escape from me than you can escape yourself.
Yeet. Blue eyes.
You want this room cleared of its vermin.
If you wish to leave it,
Your will be done.
my good servant.
Num, num, num.
You see? Obedience brings prompt rewards. Where do you think you're going, little soul?
Time to leave.
You can't escape. Raziel.
It's a good thing how wall climbing now works in Spectral now.
Clever, Raziel. Clever indeed. I have endured your game long enough.
Clearly my escape had not been anticipated, or my benevolent master would not have expended such efforts to prevent me from going. And if my departure displeased him, then that was a victory, however small, for me.
Get fucked, Elder God.
In the spectral realm, water is as thin as air, putting this opening far beyond my reach. But once I found my way into the physical world, I might be able to swim up there.
This is all dead ends. Also, it is very nice to be far more mobile.
This door would only open when fitted with an appropriate artifact. But to use such an object, I would first have to find a way back into the material realm.
There we go. Do anything with that.
At last, I discovered a conduit into the material realm. I would finally escape the spirit world and take one step farther from my tormentor.
Did you think to receive the same favors after your rebellion as before? No, Raziel. I have no need for you to enter the physical world, so no conduit will be granted. You serve me adequately as a wraith, and a wraith you will remain.
So, my restraints had not been removed, only loosened. I would not be held prisoner in the spectral realm. There had to be another way.
Go, Squid.
As I emerged, I was granted a vision of what I would become if I did not escape the spectral realm. For these too were agents of my master, hunting the lost souls that struggled to escape the endless twilight of the underworld.
You enemies.
My master's plan for me was ominously clear. Like these mindless hunters, I existed only to fuel him with souls, siphoning their energy to feed him and his wheel of fate. I had to break these bonds, while I still possessed my own will.
Yeah. Game regularly switches back and forth. First. Where's the checkpoint?
This artifact seemed as though it was made for that unusual lock. Now the door could be opened.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah. Woo! Where's the checkpoint? Mwah, mwah, mwah. I need a checkpoint. Give me dinner. Thank you. It was delicious. In here. Give. Anything in here? No. Now we're back here. Boom, boom. Ah, yeah, ninja dudes. Gotta love being a powerhouse. Oh, that's a checkpoint though. Works nicely for me. Right. Saved. Do that for a sake of convenience. Alright. But that is how I will have to stop. Oh! Close. Alright. Close that. Close that. And there we go. Then switch to this. Alright, let's go and see who is currently on. Who can we go and say hello to at this moment? Come on, Twitch. Wake up. Let's go say hello to Halloween. He's currently playing Cyberpunk. Alright. Oh. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Lexi Kain, that's all Reaver 2 done. We'll might as well continue all the way into the fight and then reach the end and get very depressed. Anyway, thank you early for the raid. And I shall see you guys probably either tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on what's going on. I don't know. Till then. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. I said your way now.